name's Simon Davies. I'm Head of Art and Design at Sir John Deane College, and this is a set of work that's been produced over the last year by our students. And when parents come in, they often get quite overwhelmed. The students certainly get overwhelmed by thinking, wow, there's no way I can do work like that. But of course, the students who produced this work said that 2 years ago. So how do they do it? Well, we do it through training. It's a very structured approach to what we do. We don't expect you to be able to pick up a paintbrush and produce paintings like this in the first week of your action. We start quite small. Sometimes people produce paintings of a small scale. Eventually, the paintings become larger. And the whole process, that step-by-step instruction, is something that takes many weeks. If you come from a school where perhaps all of the work is quite small, that's going to be quite a challenge. Literally, working upright might be something you've never done before. We're going to teach you how to hold a pencil, how to use a sketchbook, how to plan your pages. Everything is done step by step, and as the course goes on, you become more and more equipped, and gradually you can take on board bigger and bigger projects. We have a printing press there with £50,000 that produces enormous prints. It's something you can't get in other schools, but to produce a print of this scale requires a lot of technique. The prints you produce below us in are that big. So again, it's that step by step. We hold you by the hand and make sure it happens very carefully. The initial course structure is that we will give you mini projects. The projects are very much led by us initially. If you come from a school where you have a lot of freedom, you might find that quite jarring at first. Gradually, you'll realise that by the end of the first week and then the second week, you've got a whole mass of skills that you've never had before. That goes sculpture and drawing the first term, and the second term, we then end up working with painting and printmaking. By the end of the Easter term, you should have an awful lot of work and an awful lot of skills to rely on. And that's what allows you to then pick your major project, which starts sometime after the Easter holiday, and we begin to open up for you ideas of what you might want to do in the upper sixth. So do you want to be a printmaker? Do you want to be a sculptor? Do you want to start making large-scale paintings? Do you want to work with stitch? All these things take place over a long period of time, and you're allowed to have that personal choice by the end of the second year. Okay, so you like the work, and you think, I really want to go to Sir John Deane's and do art and design. So what do you need to get in? Well, initially, you really do need to get a 4 to a 9, because the students we get here are all equipped already from GCSE. But if you missed the boat at year 9, you took the wrong subjects, or perhaps you didn't feel the grade went as well as it could have been, then you can apply to do a task. And that task might take you a long weekend or a week, and it's very carefully set to test you. If you put your rule back into that, you can show off, then we will let you on the course. It'll just be a slightly bigger uphill struggle when you get it, but most of our students who do that go on to do very well. What would you take alongside art and design? Well, this is a difficult one, because if you think of art and design, it's a very long-winded project. Each of the tasks we produce takes a long time. Homework is a minimum of 5 hours a week. And if anybody who's done GCSE rather, A grade, you'll realise that 5 hours really doesn't scratch the surface. So some of my upper sixth students are taking between 5 and 8 hours a week of homework. If you do that on top of textiles, which are also asking a minimum of 5 hours a week, and then 3D and then photography, you've got an awful lot of time being taken up. So a lot of our students take 2 creatives, so for example, photography and art, or textiles and art, or 3D design and art, but to take 3 takes an awful lot of commitment. If you know for certain that this is your career route and you are definitely going to be an art and design based career, then okay, but be prepared to not have a page job at the weekends and definitely put the back into it. Subjects that go well with this would be things like media, because it has a relationship to art and design with the visuals. They even do bits of Photoshop, and they're doing creative thinking and visual analysis. But they also have an academic route to it as well, which is something you want to bear in mind at A-level. If you put all your eggs in one basket and only do creative careers or creative education, it means then if you didn't feel it as well as you wanted to do, you've lost any options. So we try to encourage students at A-level to have at least one academic route forward from here. So for example, 3D design, art, history, 3D design, art, English. That means that if the art doesn't go quite to what you plan, or you feel it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, then you still have that English route. So history is a good one, it's a good academic. English is a standard one, which is what everybody would like to take. Media is a good one. And then within reason, people come to us with all kinds of backgrounds. We have a lot of scientists, we have a lot of mathematicians. They bring quite a nice academic route, an academic way of thinking to what we do. So I wouldn't put anybody off from any other subjects. The only people who want to be careful are people like medics and doctors and dentists, for whom they may well need 3 academic subjects The only way around that is go and check on the UCAS site and make sure you know you're okay to take art and design. A lot of our students will go on to take subjects like architecture, media, fine art. They may well do a foundation course in art and design after this, which is a free course you run. Often our students go to Manchester to do it. And they do that extra year to bolster their portfolio, give them extra points, and that means they can then go on to do a degree in a creative subject after that. Architects like fine art. You can do 3D design as well, but actually architecture is a subject where fine art is one of their foundation blocks. So that's a subject that I know a lot of students are quite popular with, interior design, interior architecture. Every year, about a third of our students are involved in some way, shape or form, some kind of career in terms of art and design afterwards. But like I said, foundation course is your next step. If you were to take my advice, it's one of the best years of education you're going to have. And it takes all these amazing skills we have through here and builds upon them. Some of our students, however, being a pretty prestigious college, tend to go direct entry. You can go straight into university. And some university lecturers have been down here and said, wow, is this A-level work? I said, yes, well, we will definitely take your students. So if you feel your portfolio is strong enough, you know that what we've already provided for you is good enough for your portfolio, then you can go and do that as well. Okay, so you've heard about the course. Should you take it? Well, yes, if you're the kind of student who really is up for art and design. All of my subjects through here require a massive commitment. Like all the subjects in the college, A-level is difficult, it's not GCSE. So we'll provide you with non-contact sessions where we would expect you to sign up for 2 or 3 a week to get that extra work done. When you get your feedback and you get your marking, we expect you to be the kind of student who's going to come back in and work on top of it and not merely say, oh, I got a C for that. We don't really do C's in this department. Our grades are very, very high. We tend to get 95% A star to B. So if you're one of the kind of students who want to get that kind of grade, it's because they will listen to advice and listen to feedback and be prepared to put the back into it. When we talk to our students, when they come back after 2 or 3 years, they say, wow, it's one of the best years of my life. I love to be at Sir John Deane Sixth Form College. I found it really hard at first, but by the time I got into my own personal project, I found it really fascinating and rewarding. So Sir John Deane Sixth Form College will provide you with a fantastic A-level art experience, but it comes at a price. You've got to put your back into it. It's not an easy subject, but it is a subject all our students really remember in years to come.